Alrighty.
What's up? What's up?
I haven't done this for a little
intro?
while.
Okay.
No intro. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's your fucking intro.
Done.
Fair enough. Welcome
Done.
back to the Between the Frames podcast. It's been a while since we've been here, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
It
back.
has.
We have
Yeah.
no Liam.
Unfortunately, we don't have a Liam sitting there.
Because he's gone camping with some Sheila. Is it?
No,
It's with his mum.
Still a Sheila.
Still technically a shield.
Look, that's true, but it's his mum.
We're not going there anyway.
Sheila means female in Australian.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know. Yeah.
Uh,
So I thought, since we're not all here, but I guess it's a new year first of all, 2020.
Yeah, it's 2020.
Yeah.
That's right. It's been 2020 for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I know.
We're so
But
behind.
but we haven't actually released a podcast about the new year, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
So, any new plans? Like, I know you guys have been talking about getting a new video editor
Yeah.
for your guys' channel. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
growth, there's been a lot of growth over the past 12 months. But it's gotten to a point now, like, where we've started uploading like a bunch of content that we're really happy to keep making, but it also is time consuming, like editing wise, where I'd love to be focusing more on like the filming aspect sometimes. And this happens all the time. Like we're not like the only YouTubers that do this. Like PewDiePie has like 2 editors, I think.
Yeah.
Or 3 editors now, something. A bunch of different people have editors, but it's not like I don't like editing, but I just want to be editing like other stuff as well. So I think like I want to be able to sort of make more time to film or edit other vlogs that I sort of I don't want to say enjoy more, because obviously there's going to be ups and downs to this kind of job and every job.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to avoid like shitty parts of YouTube, but I think that, it's just kind of like time management. It's like work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, efficiency, making sure that you're able to put out more videos more regularly, basically.
I think that if you're getting an editor to like just be like, okay, you do the boring stuff and then we get to do the fun stuff that you want to do. The problem with that is like it might be like exhilarating at the start, but then the longer time goes on, that expectation will just be up there like that. Do you know what I mean? So like you'll be expecting to do the fun stuff all the time, and then it'll lose its merit. It'll lose that fun feeling. Whereas doing the boring stuff, the tedious stuff is Astro's just playing. It's just chilling. Doing the boring and the tedious stuff like makes you appreciate the other stuff. But the thing is, I personally don't think it actually matters whether you enjoy it or not. That's just okay. No. So this is what I mean. Choose something that you enjoy, obviously. Like we enjoy making videos and stuff, but there's obviously parts of our video making that just makes it a job.
Yeah.
It makes it tedious, it's boring, and sometimes like you put so much pressure on yourself that you're like, fuck's sake, I don't even like this like at all.
Yeah.
But that's the same with any job. I think that like what a good thing is like making your attention on something greater than yourself. Yeah. So like inspiring other people and stuff like that. Like we make videos because like we were interested at the start, but now it's like I think
that.
I think it's more than that now. I think that it's about really like doing what you can, having fun with it yourself, so you can inspire other people to be like, maybe like we can do this as well. Maybe we can have fun, or just in like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Like when I first started YouTube, like I wanted to start YouTube because there were so many shitty editing tutorials out there that I wasn't like enjoying. And I was like, if I was ever going to do an editing tutorial or start a YouTube channel, I'd at least try and like crack a joke. Yeah. It's like, they're just so bland, some of these editing tutorials I'd watch. And so when I upgraded to Sony, I was like, I finally have a camera that can like, I can do vlogging on, because it would autofocus, because my old camera couldn't like continuously autofocus or whatever. Nikon. Yeah. Nikon. No, it was actually the type of Nikon.
Nikon is actually good.
It's good for photography.
Yeah.
It's great for photography.
Yeah, the D810 that you had in the past, it was a good camera.
Yeah, it was good. It's just a bit outdated, a bit of a dinosaur now. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But like basically, like when I started YouTube, I had zero intention of like where it would get to now. And not I'm saying like, look how big we are now, because dude, like we're not fucking, no one's special, no one's fucking big, because just in our own world, in our own little industry that we've created, just because like this is our entire life now, like we've created a job for ourselves, and that's why so many people can see it. Like you can see it go to people's heads sometimes because like they create a little world for themselves and they're like, oh, well, I'm top shit because like I'm a YouTuber now. I've got this many followers, or I'm fucking TikTok famous now, or whatever. You know, like shut the fuck up, bro. Like you've only created a little world for yourself, but there are so many other divisions and people out there that might still not know who you are. Like there are probably people on YouTube with like 20 million subscribers that I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
I don't care because they're not part of like what I'm interested in.
I was actually thinking about this literally just yesterday, like how even like all of us together, like however many subscribers everyone has, like the accumulation, like it still adds up to nothing.
Nothing,
like
bro. Yeah, nothing.
Over 7. It's coming on to 8 billion people in the world, and it doesn't matter how big you are. But the thing is, it's not even. I think that it's when you buy into that as a metric for success, that's when it can go to your head, because everyone else sees, like, it's very easy to label things for success. Like, oh, the more numbers, the better, the more successful you are. That's typically how society sees it. But I've been reading the book again, The Ego is the Enemy. Yeah. And it's interesting because it talks about like fame and money and all of this, like material success and whatever. And it pretty much says that like the more that you have like material success and stuff, the more problems you actually have to face, like putting your ego down into the ground, staying grounded. It's freaking hard because it's like you always have to remind yourself that you're not that great when people are telling you that you're like greater than what you are and whatever. Yeah. And they're pretty much saying that like fame and money and like all of that is actually not what you want. Like You should, like, in terms of money, obviously you need money. You need to be able to options
as well. The more that you have,
You need to be able to make a living, and but that's it. Anything beyond that, like, doesn't make you any happier.
No, I think that like with all like materialistic objects as well, and people that are materialistic, I think that like, for example, like I really love my cars, and you guys know that I really love cars, and it's more. It's not more than like, oh, I like cars, and when I take a picture of a car and whatever, it's to show everyone else. It's like, I like that car and I want to take pictures of it and stuff, and I'm passionate about cars and I do it for myself. Yeah. I think when people are buying things and like if they are making money and doing shit to impress other people, that's when it's a serious problem. But if you're doing it for yourself, or you're really like Tom Noski's really into watches, that I learned, right? He fucking loves watches. I had a watch that I've never actually bought a watch,
that's
right?
True. I remember that.
And we were at Liam's party, the farm party, right? And I had this fucking watch sitting on the table. I wasn't even wearing it because I don't even fucking really wear watches. I just wore it and I was getting sick of it, so I put it down. And Tom Noski picks it up and he's like, dude, this is a really nice piece. Like, where'd you get this? And I was like, I have no idea. I think I found it in my house somewhere. And he's just going on about watches. And so if he's really passionate about that, that's fine. Like, he might go off to buy like a $10,000 watch, but he really might like that watch for his own, because he's interested in that kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like camera gear.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm also like, I actually enjoy looking at watches as well. But the thing is, like, there's a difference.
It's funny for you and me, right? Because we don't give a fuck. Yeah. But like, it's interesting to other people.
Because I remember like back in the day, like I used to watch a whole bunch of videos about watchmaking and stuff, because it's so interesting. Because like there's such a big difference between, like some guy, oh yeah, I got money, I'm going to buy a Rolex because I know that Rolex is associated with being like, rich, right? There's a big difference between that and then actually understanding, because like the mechanics behind a watch, because like obviously I'm an engineer. Well, I'm studying to be an engineer, and I just like
hold your horses there, mate. You're still studying.
I'm still studying. I'll be the shittest engineer if I try anything now. But anyway, so
staying grounded. It's good.
I remember watching these videos, right, of like and like all the little cogs and stuff inside these mechanical watches, and it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it
like
would be.
They put like microscopes onto the actual cogs, and you see just how much detail they put into every single cog. Like some of these cogs are literally like less than a millimeter big, but they've all been polished by hand, and that's why. I know.
Has patience for that shit.
It's an art in itself.
It's an art form, and like the fact that like every single piece is polished to perfection is the reason why these watches cost 10 grand, 100 grand, $1 million. Like it's insane to see, and like that really like. That part of it like really fascinated me. And like that's the difference between going like, oh yeah, I like a materialistic object only because I think other people will think I'm cool with that. And instead of actually like enjoying the piece itself, like actually
yeah.
enjoying
I used to see
what
it
it
all the
is.
time,
Yeah, it's all it's actually internal for
Exactly,
like,
yeah. I used to see it all the time when I used to work at the car dealership. And obviously, because we worked with a lot of high-end cars, you'd have a lot of high-end people that would come in with money.
Yeah.
And
you
then
can
they
see
just
the difference between the different people.
Yeah, because they were just buying these cars just to either fill gaps or voids because they had money to spend, and they were just buying shit. And they were also buying it just to impress other people, to drive it in their club, to talk about their Lambo or their Ferrari, and go like, "Oh, so you got a Lambo? How much you spend on that? Oh, well, I actually got it for this price. I got a really good deal, or whatever." But like some people also like that. Like some people love getting a good deal. Like some people just like going out and buying.
Bargaining.
Yeah, there was this guy that used to come in. He didn't even like cars. He just loved bargaining. So he'd come in and bargain cars.
That's good.
Yeah,
fair enough.
And then just buy them.
Yeah.
But he'd still buy them.
Yeah.
That's funny as.
But he wouldn't, like he wasn't even into cars that much. You know what I mean? Like that's really random, but
that is very random.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between those type of guys, and you can tell as well. Like we worked there.
Yeah.
The people who actually enjoyed the cars for what they were.
Yeah,
There
definitely.
was a huge difference between how they conveyed themselves and what kind of cars they looked at, and just like everything.
Well, you couldn't sell them shit. You couldn't bullshit them because they would know that car back to front. They would know everything. That's
they'll
passion,
probably know the car better than the fucking salesman.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, because they know what they're looking for, especially with the niche cars. That we anyway. We don't want to talk about cars. This is inspiration
I'm
podcast.
interested. No, I'm interested in this because I think that when it comes down to this stuff, I think that it's very easy to be like, oh, look at my sports car, look at my Lambo kind of thing, and like flex it.
Especially in our YouTube community.
Oh,
fuck
so
me,
superficial.
So easy. Yeah.
Like, but that is easy to do. But what is more like much more difficult, but more, I think, impressive is when someone can have something like that and then play it down, or like not flex it. Do the opposite. In fact, say like, yeah, like my dad has a McLaren. So what? It's a car. It means nothing.
Yeah,
it actually means nothing.
True,
Yeah, it doesn't, because we're all going to die one day.
Literally. Yeah.
But like that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about a bit more is like, or like what I've been learning a bit more about what I've been doing in the creative space here, the content that I've been putting out. I get way more enjoyment, not about, views and numbers and followers and likes and how much money and all that kind of shit. And yes, all those things are great, but it actually doesn't mean anything, because what means something is when I get a message or an email, or I bump into someone and that person says to me, "Hey Mike, I watched your video and you actually made a difference in my life."
Yeah.
Or you actually made my day better.
That's what matters.
That's true, yeah.
That is so fucking fulfilling for me, and that's why I'm still here doing this, because like it's so easy to turn around and be like, "What's my purpose? What the fuck's the point of doing anything?"
Yeah.
Right? And be like, "Oh, well, I'm not good at this, so I'm going to stop."
That's selfish.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, if I'm helping other people and I enjoy it, that's what I found that I really enjoy, and that's what I want to stick to for this year, is trying to help other people and help inspire other people.
Yeah.
Because
I realize that too.
Yeah, it's huge, man. Like it's weird to think that, and like also that's really easy to get caught up in like that whole ego thing and like superficial thing is like, oh, well, look at how many people I'm helping now, and like,
Yeah,
you know what
I know.
And then you let it get to your head. Like it's so easy for it to happen, but it's not
just
like
a big
that.
fuck, the
Yeah.
whole thing.
It's like, fuck, what do you want me to do? What do you fucking want me to do? No,
Just gotta stay neutral.
In that book that I'm reading, like the whole idea is about like being less but doing more.
yeah.
And
That's a good saying.
It's a great saying. I say that to myself like now, like if I'm like, if someone says something that's like good and like they're like, oh, like I love your stuff, I'll be like, it actually, like it's not about me. It's about like, okay, like they think it's good. I'm happy for them, like that they think that, but like it doesn't actually, I'm not happy for myself. It's not about me.
Yeah.
Like they were saying that like if you're doing something out of passion is for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like a selfish thing. The idea is actually not to be passionate. It's about letting go. I know it's
So
weird.
interesting.
It sounds weird, but it's
Yeah.
like let go of passion. Don't be passionate. Just do something because it's meaningful and it's got a purpose in the world. How can you, like every time in the morning, I think it's a good idea. This is what I've sort of started doing. I kind of like ask myself, okay, how can I actually serve the world today? What can I do today
Really
that can
interesting,
possibly make a difference in someone's life, one person's life? It doesn't need to be many people. That's why, again, with the views and stuff, if you're getting views that are like under, I don't know, 100 views, 10K views, whatever, it actually doesn't mean anything. Like if it has more or less, because the thing is, as long as you're making something and you're trying your best to make a difference in at least one person's life, that's the only thing that matters. You should just be grateful that you have one person watching your stuff.
Yeah. Or generally, you remember in school, like this, I've got two things to say because we were talking about like, prank YouTube channels and stuff, which I'll get into. But remember when we were in school, right? And someone would put their hand up because they had a question, and chances were that maybe you had that question or someone else in that room had that question, and then that one person put their hand up and answered it, or like the teacher answered it. Do you ever find that? Like when someone was confused about something and then one person put their hand up which answered like for 5 other people in the class.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that with when somebody likes or dislikes something as well. Like you're generally like, if you're making an impact into one person in that way, there could be a group of people behind that one person that's commented or sent you a message that has also felt the same way, but just not said anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those views, like even if you have 67 views or whatever, it's like, and there could be one comment saying, wow, this was really informative. Thank you. Like that's really made a difference in my day or my life, whatever.
That's all that matters.
There could be a group of people behind that as well. Like, that's why like, it's not, you don't need to get caught up in all that kind of stuff as long as you like keep doing, but those little comments along the way, it's great. But again, they also, you shouldn't let that shroud your, what you're actually trying to do, because too many of those nice comments, you start expecting them. And then if you expect the nice comments and stuff after you post a video and you might not get nice comments, you're like, how come? Exactly. And then you start comparing it, and then it's just a whole rut that you go down, a whole rabbit hole of negativity that you go down, which is shit. But what I wanted to talk to you about was that like doing meaningful stuff, like how we do the photography, but we also integrate like feeling like shit and then it's fine and it's very human to do that. Yeah. And like getting up and moving on and stuff. Like we saw on Facebook just then, coming over here.
Yeah, there's this YouTuber kid. He's actually based in Australia as well, but we won't name any names. But what he did was he faked having a broken ankle. So he got one of those, those, not casts, but those ankle...
moon boots?
Yeah, like moon boots. I used to have one of those. That's funny.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah, one of those moon boots, right? And what he did was like...
He didn't have a broken ankle. He just put it on.
Yeah, he just put it on. And he was seated in economy class, right? But since he had a broken ankle, he faked having a broken ankle to get into business class.
Like
and one of the flight attendants...
That's smart.
It's smart,
yeah,
but
one of the flight attendants
I don't respect that. Yeah, whatever.
One of the flight attendants allowed him to sit in the business class seats.
Oh my
God. He got the
God.
full treatment, like showed photos of him ordering meals and shit and sleeping down and whatnot. Like, yes.
It's pretty funny. But
that is funny.
But what I wanted to talk about is that like that's what someone had to do to get a bit of exposure, whether it's like, that's funny. Yes, it got us talking and everything, but there's no substance behind that kind of content. And it's not like I'm shitting on prank videos and stuff, because some of them are actually really funny and they make me laugh, but some of them just get so obnoxious and you just become like a public nuisance to people.
I think that every video, every form of video, like whether it be pranks or photography or whatever, like everything has its place. And like if like pranks are like, it's meant to be like, if people are going to watch pranks, they're going to watch pranks. They're going to watch stupid, cringy, funny, entertaining stuff. That's just what they're going for. So I think that it still definitely provides value. It's not, I don't think that it doesn't provide, like when you say, what do you mean by substance?
Well, when we like make a video or whatever and we talk about sometimes how we feel or whatever, maybe at the end of the video, we wrap up a video and stuff. And there's a bit of like, Hayden in you, like not a bit. Sorry, there's like you can see that this is a Hayden video, like this is a Limon video, this is one of my videos and stuff, and you can kind of see our personalities unfold throughout a bunch of videos that you watch, right? But with a prank video, it's like it's very forced, and especially you're going to run out of pranks eventually, so a lot of them become faked.
They can be faked. Some of them are actually good. I don't watch them, but like some people do them very well. I think that. I haven't watched him in ages, so I can't actually purely remember. But I used to watch.
It could be fake now.
Yeah, it could be. But like, no, I remember because I used to watch Roman Atwood. Do you guys know him?
Nah.
Roman Atwood. He does vlogs as well.
Yeah.
I think that he still does it. He's huge on YouTube, but like on his vlogs, he shows this very like genuine side to him. But then he's got his prank channel, which is also huge as well. But obviously, pranks are not made for connection. It's made for like just a short burst of like dopamine laughs and whatever.
I think like what I'm trying to say is that I think it depends on what your values are as well. Because like with this guy that, went and broke his ankle or pretended to break his ankle and get into business class and post about it and stuff, it's pretty clear that all he was doing is trying to do it for like a few clicks or whatever. and which is interesting to me. But like when I watch like Impractical Jokers, like I actually watch them because they're fucking hilarious and they make me laugh, right? Yeah. But their values are not about they might be like trying to make good thumbnails and titles to get clicks and stuff like we all do. But like I think their values are definitely a lot different to what I see like a lot of new and upcoming younger sort of pranksters that are trying to get into that sort of industry, which raises an interesting point as well, is that like when you're young, and I can't really say this because we're all young, but you get a lot of, sort of fame in quotation, and you see a lot of numbers that come into your account or whatever. It's very easy to get lost in that and let that go to your head. Yeah. Which is like, even with TikTok coming up now, it's so easy. Like you experienced it firsthand on the first day downloading it, like how easy it is to grow your numbers and social, like your presence on TikTok.
Well, I think that I was just lucky. I don't think it's easy because only one of my videos went viral, and it just happened to be that one. And then the next few, like, they went pretty viral, but like I think it's because it was still from the traction of that initial viral. I don't know.
I've just heard a lot of people blowing up on TikTok.
Yeah.
I've just like seen
I think it's much easier than YouTube. Like if you spend more time on TikTok, dude, they're 15-second videos. Yeah. Like YouTube, you're putting so much effort, like a story and everything. Yeah. But the thing is with YouTube versus TikTok, YouTube, you have a whole bunch of connection, storytelling, a lot of substance, as you say. Yeah. Whereas TikTok is those short little bursts.
I think when you go to YouTube as well, like you sit down, you prepare yourself to endure like a 10-minute video, you know what I mean?
Get some Chalky and Poppy.
Yeah, you get some Chalky Poppy,
chuck
you
them down your gob.
Yeah, dude, literally.
You put them in there, you swirl it around, you go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, like literally last night, Mighty Car Mods, they released a fucking 40-minute video, and I watched the entire thing start to finish. It was about installing $169.
Oh, I saw that video, the turbo
on
video.
A Yaris, on a Toyota Yaris. It's just like so stupid, but I watched the entire thing, didn't skip any of it, but I just enjoyed it.
I've done shit like that as well. There's this mechanic on YouTube that I've watched a few times. I don't generally watch many of his videos, but he did upload this video like surprising my dad with a new car, right? And it was a 20-something minute video. Watched the whole thing. Didn't skip any of it. And it's just like all GoPro footage as well.
Really?
It's
very simple,
very simple. And he doesn't even show his face. It's just all voiceover or like mic'd up with a GoPro or something, just straight up like chest mount or something. And then, 20-minute video of just like getting this car, like fixing it because he's a mechanic. So he bought this like Maserati, like super cheap. Fixes it up and then gives it to his dad, and like we see the reaction and it getting painted and fixed and everything. Like it's fucking amazing video, right? Yeah. It was like 20-something minutes long, but I knew that I'm on YouTube and I know that content can be long, can be a bit of lengthy, get some lengthy boys on that sort of platform, and you sit down and you're ready to sort of watch that. But like on TikTok and Instagram, like your attention span is so fucking short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh.
We're doing a podcast. Sorry, everyone. My sister has just rocked up. Anyway.
You guys are looking at me funny. I was like,
no.
What the fuck's going on? What am I saying?
I was just looking at Nicola.
Anyway, what were we saying? The video.
The attention span.
Yeah, the attention span. A goal for me, like I try to do this in every video, obviously. I feel like everyone does. Everyone wants to make a video that people watch from start to finish and they're like, oh man, that was a good video. I didn't want that to end kind of thing. That's like a goal. As a filmmaker, if you can make a film where people are engaged the whole time, that's good. But the thing is, again, if you always want that, then like that desire for that will make you feel more insecure about your work, and you'll be like, oh damn, like
basically just stop giving a fuck about everything. And just start creating.
That's another thing. That's another
important.
That's true. Well, that's another thing. I used to say that a fair bit, like don't give a fuck. But like I think that that's a bit of a disconnecting thing to say. I think that it's impossible. It is impossible to not give a fuck unless if you're a psychopath.
That's true, That's
true.
So I think that it's a better way of wording it is probably like being like, like I give a fuck, but I'm going to do something instead because I think that this is more important than this.
Yeah. I also think like accepting ups and downs, like shit just happens. You know what I mean? Like shit is going to go bad sometimes and life's going to kick you in the nuts or the mutt, depending if you're male or female.
Everyone, wait. Pause that. Everyone who's watching or listening, a mutt. The definition of a mutt is a vaginal
is a
area.
female reproduction organ in the southern borders region.
In the southern borders. Shout out to southern borders.
Shout out to South Borders.
South borders. Anyway, I forgot what we're talking about.
Anyway, basically, sometimes, life's going to give you some shit ones, but then also like you're going to get some scores. Yeah, you might get a good deal if you like getting good deals, but sometimes you're going to get shit deals. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to go up and down. I think like just accepting that. Is someone behind me again? You guys are looking at me.
No, I'm looking at you. No one's fine. Yeah.
I think just like going up and down, like it's just a natural part of life.
Going up and down. You like going up and down, don't you?
Yeah, you fucking would say that.
Okay, I'm a piece of shit. Yeah. No, I agree. The problem, I think sorry, I'm a piece of shit. The problem.
Sorry for listening to that in your car on the train.
Yeah.
I was just imagining that.
No, the problem. I think the problem lies when you want it to be like always like not accepting the bad times and always living for the good times, because that's what people on drugs like do. I'm saying like each to their own. If you want to do drugs and stuff, that's fine.
Not my body. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but like if you're doing it to seek the pleasure and stuff all the time, obviously then you're going to despise the times that are tough, and then that makes life infinitely harder.
Yeah.
But if you can accept those shit times and just think, okay, life actually is not easy. Like a lot of the time, 90% of the time, it sucks, really. If you can like have those expectations, they're low as shit.
Yeah.
And then if you have those expectations, you just won't be disappointed. So it's all up from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Same with your personality and stuff, or like with us with like YouTube videos and stuff. If you want to be entertaining and funny and stuff, if you have those expectations of yourself, you're going to be feeling shit, because the thing is, the reality is like, unless if you've practiced it for years and years, every single day, obviously you're not going to be the most funny or entertaining and stuff. But the thing is, it's in our innate personalities. Like we are not entertaining, funny or anything. We are
we
just
didn't start that. Yeah.
Yeah, we just are. Like you're Mike, you're Limon, I'm Hayden. Like there's no labels. Like Mike, you're not the funny one. I'm not the funny one. You're not the funny one. You're not like, you're
the quiet one.
Yeah. That's just, but the thing is like, I hate labels. It's very easy to label things.
Yeah.
And when you label things, that's when you start building this like identity of yourself and like telling yourself a story. And the problem with telling yourself a story, that's where you get the ego.
But don't you think like sometimes labeling things can help you define a certain type of personality for yourself, or like help you define it, like an editing style? Like if you tell yourself like, this is kind of how I edit, like I kind of like editing this way, like that's kind of how you grow your editing style, you know what I mean? Like, cause you're doing it. So like if you start labeling yourself like, oh, maybe I do crack a few jokes every now and again, maybe I am the class clown or whatever.
Yeah.
And you sort of grow that, and that's sort of part of your personality. It builds into you.
Well, I think that like, I feel like everyone, I think it comes down to that like need to be unique and the need to be accepted.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like the desire for an identity comes from that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But the idea of like meditation and Zen and yoga and stuff is about letting go of like all of these ideas of yourself, letting go of all of the stories. So you just are, like you just be.
Yeah.
You just exist. You're neither good nor bad. You're just here.
Yeah. That's
Like-
probably a good way to be.
It is.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you're like that, then the only time when your ego gets hurt is when these ideas of yourself get questioned. So if you think that you're the greatest photographer, then if someone says, oh, like this photo sucks, you're not great. Or especially if there's a photographer above you that says that you suck, then that would hurt your ego big time. And then that's what creates that can create a whole bunch of unhappiness.
Dude, I never want to call myself professional. Fuck that.
Dude, I think it's stupid. I think that the best thing to do, like I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like I do a lot of filmmaking, and I usually call myself a filmmaker, but now I'm like
full-time idiot. That's why I put Cupcake Shop on my Instagram. I don't give a fuck.
Full-time idiot. I think that's a great thing because it's like, again, like full-time weirdo. It's like the lowest expectation. And like if people try and label you, it's like, oh, that film was great.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're a great filmmaker. Label.
Yeah. And then it sets you up, and then someone says, yeah, your film's shit. Then you're like, oh,
Now
damn.
we start again. Now
I'm not a filmmaker.
Well, that's why it's like, dude, like sometimes when I make a video or make a vlog, just like trying to do something, I will like on my channel, right? I will probably try and do it to the best of my ability, but it ends up just being the most janky, dodgy, unprofessional fucking way I end up doing something. But hey, if I think it works out, that's great. But does it follow the rules? No, fuck no. And
it shouldn't.
No, it should. And I think that's a massive part about being creative as well. Like, I don't think that you can get taught how to do anything in the creative industry. You can only get taught like, I don't know, like pushed maybe in a right, but there is no right direction. What am I saying? Like you kind of just, you got to guess your way through it because like, that's what I think about like all these motivational speakers that help you like try and build your business or whatever. There is not a single person out there that can tell you how to build your business or for your art. Right? It's the same thing, right? All they can say is that you should just go out and start doing. That's all they can say.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand like all these business mentors and all this kind of shit. Like how could someone else possibly tell you how to run your business? Because if they've built a successful business in their time that worked for them with their opportunities, their experience, their family, their people that they've worked with to get themselves to where they are now, that's obvious. It's like a fingerprint, bro. They're all different. Exactly. Every single pathway is going to be different.
The thing is, like, that's only one pathway.
Yeah, it's
like one type of way to do one thing.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different other ways that you can get to that point if you want to think about it that way. Like it's just insane to be able to like, okay, pay me and I'll create a business for you. That's kind of what they're saying, to be honest.
There's like a saying or something. It's like if you give a man a fish, you'll be able to eat for a day or something.
Yeah.
But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
Okay, that's how it works.
So like if you get like all these people that try and set this shit up for you, or like the quick fix kind of thing,
or give you a fish in the scenario.
Yeah, give you a fish. It's like that creates like entitlement.
Yeah,
and
it's like now you expect it.
Yeah. But if you give someone a rod and like you teach them, okay, these are the skills, but like you not even teach them the skills, just say like go out and do. That's like essentially giving them the rod. That's giving them the permission to go out and do and learn themselves. Because the thing that's what creates responsibility.
Some people don't want the responsibility though. Like I talked to my barber, and like, you know, every now and again, like we just have good chats, like as he cuts my hair or whatever, like he takes his time and stuff. So we just talk about shit. And he talks about like, I just ask him about like the barbershop. I'm like, yeah, how's it going? It's not his. He just works for a company. I just ask like, hey, you know, how's it going and stuff? Because he worked at like 2 different shops or whatever. And the old shop he was working at, he was like running the phone. His booth that he cuts hair at is like closest to the door. So everyone that walks in, he has to like talk to them and he has to answer the phone because the phone's right there as well. And then he's like, he moved shops to a different shop, like different business or whatever. And now he doesn't have to, you know, run the phone. His booth's down the end. He doesn't have to talk to anybody. And I was like, why do you not feel like that you want to do more in your job? And he's like, dude, I just don't want responsibility. Like, I'm just happy just to cut hair. Like, I don't want to do anything more. Like, I don't want to set my own business up. Like, I'm happy just to come in here and just cut hair and do my thing and then just like work these hours and then the rest of it, like I just get paid and do my own thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he's just happy to do that. Like, not going back to the scenario about the fish, like, not everyone wants to do that, the whole entrepreneurial thing.
No,
and that's
and you
fucking
shouldn't
fine.
force that on anyone. Yeah.
Of course not. But like some people are actually happy just to get the fish and they just move on. Do you know what I mean? Like, because like, I think that's the way, because obviously that saying doesn't work now because we can all just go buy fish, obviously, you know, in 2020. And like there are heaps of jobs out there that doesn't require you to have that much responsibility if you work for someone else. Because like that's why, and then going back to the whole editor thing as well, this is why like we want to try and find someone like independent, because you don't want someone that just like gets given a set rule of tasks and that's it. And then they just do their job around that. And then sometimes, you know how you hear people complain about like raises and stuff, like, oh, you know, I want to get paid more and stuff. But people aren't like trying to make an effort in the business that they're working in.
People aren't being proactive about like, okay, if I do want that raise, then obviously I got to take on more opportunities
and
more
try and create something else for the business that I'm working in.
Try and make the business more efficient or more effective.
I'm going to try and make a difference, not just like do the bare minimum or like whatever you're told to do, and then that's it. And then I go home and I'm like, oh, I'm working so many hours, I want to raise. It's like, that's why like when we're looking for someone to help us do our work, like we want them to be able to be independent as well and like want to try and push the boundaries, not only in helping us edit our videos, but what do they want to do? You know what I mean? How do they want to improve themselves and how do they want to take on the opportunity with helping us edit? Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's an opportunity for them. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why like, I don't even know where the fuck I was going with that. I was just fucking.
Well, I think that, but it's interesting with the entitlement versus, responsibility thing, because these are like values. Like this is like deep stuff.
Comes down
like
to what you want. Yeah.
Like if someone doesn't want the like in that guy's example, like the barber, he doesn't want the responsibility of answering the phone. the problem with that is like, he might feel happier, like just cutting hair and stuff and whatever. But the problem with that is that in itself is sort of a selfish thing, I think, because then these other people, like for his business and stuff, like, no, let me rephrase that. If he's not doing that, I think it would be better for him to delegate someone else to do that for him, because like people want to get their haircuts done. And that's the thing where it's like focusing on something greater than yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas entitlement is the opposite of responsibility. So if you feel entitled to, I don't know, feel good or like all the time, or like in this example with the barber guy, not serve your customers, like, which in any business, you should like treat the customer very well. You should treat everyone very well. You should treat your employees like your customers.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't feel entitled to like just not answer that phone.
Yeah,
just answer the phone. Like take responsibility. Like what do you value? Do you value being entitled? Do you value being like, okay, like I'm special and so I deserve special treatment, or I'm worse than all of you, so I deserve special treatment, or
Yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
or that's entitlement,
Yeah.
or you accept a responsibility and you're like, okay, like the more difficult thing to do would be to answer the phone, write down the thing, and then get back to my thing.
Yeah.
But that's also the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that like, obviously he doesn't think about it in that way, which is a massive, you know, not like, I don't want to say like a barrier, but people just haven't unlocked that amount of knowledge, which is also an interesting thing that I want to talk about. Like obviously that the more knowledge that you have, the more that you understand, right, about not only yourself, but just the world, how life works and stuff, and how the way that you might want to go about things. But if you start knowing and unlocking too much of that knowledge and trying to self-help yourself, you know what I mean? Like you can get addicted to that.
That's what I've done. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then that can happen. And then you kind of know too much.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
I'm like,
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So exactly. So not that I'm calling my barber ignorant. I fucking love you, Jake.
Yeah.
But,
no, not at all.
But
yeah,
like, you know, he just might not understand what we understand in the way of like entitlement and responsibility. And to him, it's like, dude, I just don't want to fucking answer a phone call. Like, I just hate talking to people. Right. But he doesn't see past that in what, like how that kind of affects him and everybody else in the business.
Yeah. And at the same time, it's also like you got to think about like every single person has different values. Everyone acts differently because we are all different. If we all had the same values, we would all be the same. It'd be boring as shit.
Yeah.
Life will be boring.
It would be very boring.
Could you imagine 3 me's or 3 Limons in this room? Nothing would be said.
It'd be like a bunch of wax figures.
If it was just 3 me, it's just like silent, just
silent podcast with
Dude,
Limon.
if there was 3 of you, it would just be like everyone yelling, just
trying
like
to talk over each other.
No,
just swearing into the mic.
Nah.
I'm getting better at that. I used to be really bad at talking over each other.
Yeah.
With other people. And
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better at because I still do it, but I know that I do it. So I try and apologize and then let the other person speak.
Yeah.
It's really bad at that as a kid.
But
What do you remember me as a kid, Limon? Because me and Limon have known each other for like 11 years.
Yeah.
that's a long time.
Yeah.
It's more?
Oh, maybe it's
I've only known you guys for like 2 years now.
No, but it felt like ages.
I've known you for too long. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, coming back to like it being 2020, we're getting editors and stuff. So what are your thoughts on like, well, any of you guys, what are your thoughts on like getting another person to edit?
Well, I think obviously like the editor's not going to edit my work because I'm not really part of that. It's mainly between you two and Liam. But I think
what are your thoughts?
The most like obviously it's good because you just want to make things more efficient, and that's fine. Like it's not about I want to put away all the shit work to someone else. It's about making your channels more efficient so more people can watch your videos and be inspired and really convey your message that you three want to convey. And I think that's a really good thing. And I think it's more important to find someone that is what's the right word, like dynamic, like someone who's really eager to learn.
Oh yes.
Instead of someone that's just like, as you said before, someone that just wants, okay, I just want a paycheck at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like you want someone who wants to be like, okay, so if this is what you like, I'll try and do that to the best of my ability, ask you for your opinion and ask you guys, what can I improve on? and really be like, okay, and like be proactive about the whole situation instead of being, okay, this is the bare minimum. I'm getting paid this much and I can do this within X amount of time. Do that, done, move on.
I love those kind of people.
So
the people that are proactive about stuff. You know, like Daniel it's going to be doing all of our merch actually at Custom Promotions. He's very proactive. He always, I don't know how the fuck he does this, but he always has 2 ways to do something, to do one task.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy. Like if you come to him with a problem, he'll come to you with 2 solutions. It's fucking crazy. I don't know if that's the way that he's been brought up. Just something that I started noticing. You're like, Daniel, the printer doesn't work. Right? And he's like, well, you know, and like, let's say you've tried troubleshooting or whatever, and let's say like it just fucking doesn't work. You've tried the PowerPoint or whatever, right? So he'll come to you and be like, okay, we can either use this person's printer or we can go like somewhere else, or like do like this. Cause like it's always 2 options for him to do something, which is crazy to think about. Like
that is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a very proactive person.
But I think that like when like employing someone else, I think that because I don't know anything about this stuff. Like I've only ever had Fusion Visuals, which was my event photography venture. But like I think that when employing people, I think it's a good idea to look at their motivation. Like what are they motivated by? Yeah, I think that's the key, because it's like if they're motivated by money, as you said, like they're going to not be happy doing it, especially if like we're not paying them much money. Like because at the start, like I'm a broadcast YouTuber. You guys are less broadcast YouTubers, but we're still.
Well, only because like I've started selling a product where I can actually get to a point now where I can hire somebody to make more content. You know what I mean, it's still not about the money, but it's like, it's now it's gotten to a point where, okay, maybe I can bring on someone, you know, for a little bit of money, because now I have sort of an income, which is not that stable, but it's still enough to sort of pay for my fuel and stuff. And luckily we're all still living at home and stuff. So it allows me to sort of open up a new doorway and create a new opportunity for someone else, which is awesome. Which again, goes back to what I'm saying about helping other people get inspired and whatever. And you never know where bringing on this editor could lead. You know what I mean? Like I remember you were talking about potentially having like more than one editor in the future. Yeah. You know,
I think like it would be great for like maybe us all to have an editor each, but one step at a time, obviously.
Of course, one step at a time.
But like with that, with like the whole money and everything, the problem with that is, especially at the start, like if we're going through, because the idea so far for anyone who's listening, we're going to be going through like this trial sort of phase where we have like a bunch of editors and they edit a single vlog and stuff. And then we'll like say like, all right, which one we choose as the favorite or whatever. And then like maybe just whatever. Yeah. Or maybe what we could do is maybe we could have them edit like a few vlogs and then like, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It'll definitely have to be trialed over a couple of months. It's the only way that we're going to be able to figure out if it's actually going to work.
It's hit or miss if it's just one.
Exactly. Like how are you going to know? Like if it's just one, like I would like to see a bunch of different variations of how they edit and how they problem solve, which is one of the biggest, like most important things I learned actually working at the car dealership. One of my first jobs was you couldn't come to the boss or the manager with a problem. Actually, you weren't allowed to. Like that was actually the rule. Like you weren't fucking allowed to. Like that, you just get roasted if you came up and said this isn't doing this or whatever. Like
that's a great workplace.
No, okay, listen. It definitely had its moments. You couldn't come with a problem unless you had a solution or opening to talking about a solution. Yeah. You couldn't just rock up and complain. No, just whine. This isn't working and be like, this is like causing so much drama. Like, what's your problem? Like, what's your problem and how are you going to fix it? And that's the biggest thing I learned about trying to do anything. Life is all about problem solving to create new problems. There's going to be problems regardless, always. Every single thing that you do. Doesn't matter what you're going to do today. There's no point getting upset about problems because you're just going to get them regardless.
It's like art of not giving a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Life is just a series of endless problems.
Exactly. But like I sort of understood that before I even read that chapter. But then when I read that chapter, that was like, oh, okay, like that is pretty much life. Yeah. that makes a lot more sense because like even today there was a fly in my car and I hate flies in my car. And I'm trying to drive and this fucking fly is buzzed around my car. It's annoying the shit out of me. And I'm on the freeway, I have to put down the windows. All the wind comes in. And I'm like, fuck this shit. And this fly was just stuck on this windscreen, still wouldn't go out. And Limon's like, I'm trying to help you, bro. Like, get the fuck out of this car. And we're trying to like I'm on the fucking freeway. I'm like, I don't want to pull over. Fuck that. Like, I'm gonna keep driving. Like, I'm on a mission right now. I'm trying to beat the Google fucking ETA time to Hayden's house. Like, I'm not gonna pull over. And then that's my problem. You know, it can be as little as that or much bigger.
I reckon flies have the biggest egos out of any animal on the planet. Yeah,
because mosquitoes.
You try and like get them out. Oh, mosquitoes are pretty bad.
They
but
got
like
big egos, bro.
You try to get them
for sure.
you try and get them out of the car, but they're almost like defiant. Like they're just so what's the word? No.
No, you know what? Sorry to cut you off right here.
That's all
right. You
right.
know how, because he didn't really know what the word is.
My ego hurt from that.
I'm going to butt in right now. Why can you not catch a fucking fly? Like, how come every other insect, a bee, probably smack that. Mosquito, that's way too slow. You could probably kill those. Little kind of half hybrid mosquito flies.
Mosquitoes can be difficult sometimes.
At night when you got low vision, but if you catch one in the day or the morning, bro, they're dead.
Yeah, like, eyes need to be like a Sony A7S.
Yeah, dude, if I've got A7S lock on a fucking mosquito, like that thing's fucking dead. But a fly, bro, no matter how, I'm fucking clapping left, right. Liam's actually pretty good at it. Liam's good. You know, have you noticed that? Because he's not here, I can talk shit about it now.
Liam's good at many things.
Liam's good at really useless tasks.
Really useless tasks.
What's the magic trick he does where he like puts something in his hand and then he like has that hand?
He's got these chopstick that he puts on his thumbs and then he wraps it around the other way. But he just like pulls it out. Just random shit that he's good at that no one fucking cares about, but it's got shock value to it.
Yeah,
it's so fucking random. Be like, Liam, how do I get here? And he goes, I don't know where I am right now. So
you know what? That's actually one thing that I actually love about Peter McKinnon. Like in his videos, because he's a magician as well, so he knows how to do all the card tricks and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like at the start of a lot of his videos, he'll just like do some like just quirky thing with like cards or like flipping a knife around or something. Yeah, just something that adds like a little bit of character to it. I think it's interesting. I don't have any of those tricks up my sleeve.
I literally did that in my latest video.
Oh yeah, the card, that was fucking funny.
I was trying to like do this card trick because I'm trying to learn cardistry at the moment because Toby's teaching me.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's a really basic card trick, but I just can't fucking get it right. And so like I'm just like trying to do it, and just all just falls apart in my lap, and I'm just like,
oh, that was fun. That made me laugh. Video. Yeah. I love how you don't have an intro.
I straight up just wrote out the intro.
You don't need
my
it.
intro. My intro is me failing at cards. That's what it is.
That'd be funny if every single video you did something. It doesn't have to be cards, it's anything, and you just fail.
It'll probably
at
just
it.
be like anything that I'm just into. Like I reckon at the top of my mind, maybe next one just me trying to play a piece on the piano and just really fucking it up badly.
That's so funny. Usually you put like the bloopers at the end of a video. But fucking meanwhile, Limon's over here living in 3020, fucking putting bloopers at the start of his videos.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, true.
He put like a blooper
now that I think of it,
at the end. But fucking Limon, mate,
because it can become your intro.
Yeah,
dude, it's the most imperfect thing. Like that's what you want to see on YouTube. Yeah, you don't want to see people uptight. Like, oh, is that good enough? You want to be a fucking idiot, mate. Yeah. It's the only way that like
fuck around.
You can be relatable to people is by being an idiot. So I like the fact that you do the bloopers at the start. Yeah. Like anything that like can contribute to the fact that you're just not great, I think is such a good thing.
Makes you more human.
Yeah. I think it's just so much fun to do.
Well, you don't take it seriously. Yeah. Like fucking, you're going to die, mate.
I know, dude. I hate, like, this is like, I don't want to bring up like American culture, but like, do you remember when we were like at VidCon, right? But but like, this is where like people put you on a pedestal. Like,
this is not, okay, this is not American culture.
This is not American, but this is like what, like, no, I'm not going to say like the whole culture, but like just the way that it happens everywhere, but the way that people interpret numbers and stuff, like you find that in America, there's that massive hustle, like to be better or to grow or to make it big.
That's Western culture.
Okay, Western culture, but like
all
America's just a massive fucking chunk of that because there's not many Australians.
Yeah. I think we experienced it a lot more at VidCon because all of that was clogged into one thing.
But like, do you remember when we snuck into that room where this is fucking VidCon for you in a nutshell as well. You have set certain passes for basically how famous you are. And you have like a fucking yellow pass if you're like really fucking good at YouTube or have like a heap of subscribers. Anyway, so Hayden's got a yellow pass and then I'm like, I've got a fucking purple peasant fucking pass. I can't get into any of the cool parties or whatever because apparently they're only reserved for the top celebrities or whatever the fuck, right? Yeah. So me and Hayden pull a fucking classic Australian fucking prank. bring a bit of Aussie. Do you remember we fucking we had like a little loophole where you could walk into the event where you would wear your what's it called? Your bandana.
Because you got
My lanyard. Bandana. I'm kind of like over my face. We're in Burning Man. Burning Man VidCon.
Yeah, Urbex. We're running.
You've got the lanyard
and you've got the wristband. So like Hayden gives me his lanyard and or your wristband. I can't remember. Basically, I take one of Hayden's little ornaments. And we walk into this party that was happening, whatever. It was like on a Thursday night as well. So it was like super empty. Yeah. There's no one there. And like we were walking up to people and just like brutally hurting people's egos. There was a guy like who created BuzzFeed, and then Hayden's like, dude, I've just been walking up to everyone and going like, oh, so what do you do? So I'm like, oh, I'll give it a shot. So I walk up to the creator of fucking BuzzFeed. Like you may have seen him, like he's just around or whatever on YouTube. Like I've definitely seen him on YouTube before and I knew who he was, but I just walked up to him and I was like, oh, hey man, what's up? What do you do? And he kind of just looked at me like, oh, you're at VidCon and you don't know who I am kind of look. And he gave me that and he played it down on us. And then we walked up to these two kids and they were just editors for another big YouTuber who I don't even know who they edited for, but they were just two edited dudes. And then we were just talking to them just like how we're talking right now, just like nothing different, just talking, having a chat. Oh, what do you do? Like, what are you doing here? And then we exchange Instagrams and then they walk off and then they come back and they go, dude, you have so many, followers and like subscribers and stuff, like as if you're talking to us. Like we're like nobodies. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what do you mean you're a nobody just because like someone, like I'm not better than you because I have more followers than you. Like, what the fuck?
It's so interesting, bro. You know what? You know Marshmallow? Like the
DJ?
The DJ.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I think is super interesting about that is like he is a massive DJ, but his identity is concealed. Yeah. So nobody knows.
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
Same with Daft Punk, right?
Daft Punk. Yeah. Because they don't have any opinions as well. You see that meme? I think Diplo said it. It's like you see like DJs come in and out because they have opinions and shit, and people don't like that. But the people that have been around the longest are the people that no one knows about because they don't have opinions. They just make their music and they just focus on their form and their art.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's like Daft Punk. Yeah.
That is the thing.
Yeah.
And Deadmau5 as well. Yeah. Anyway.
No, people know what he looks like.
Do they?
Yeah, there's pictures of him or videos of him driving his Nyan Cat Ferrari.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe not. Anyway, I just picture a mouse head. Anyway, I think it's cool because when your identity is concealed, that's why like Batman and all them, like it conceals the ego.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I'm thinking like, imagine if I started YouTube like with some sort of like
animation where it was just story times or something.
Yeah, like just not me, not my face.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't. And like, I have absolutely nothing wrong with like people knowing who I am. I if anything, like it's great because when you get to like see people in public and stuff, you get to like have a conversation with them. It's great. I don't resist it at all. I just think that it's just that whole ego thing. Like you got to really like keep that in check. It's like, it's a pain that comes with like fame. And it's not like that. Obviously I'm not saying I'm fucking famous, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but definitely when people come up to you on the street and they know who you are, it's like, it is a fucking level of D-list fucking fame.
Yeah, well, it feels like it literally you can feel your ego being fueled. Yeah. But when you feel that, that's when you're like, okay, keep all 10 toes on the ground.
Yeah.
We've got to stay grounded. You're not that great.
You're not special. No.
Yeah. We are all equal. We're all human. Like, I think that's a great thing to say. Like when someone criticizes you, when you get hate or whether you get praise, a good thing to say back to both of those things to yourself is like, we're all human, because it brings you back to that we're all human.
Exactly.
You know?
No, I agree.
Yeah. Interesting.
It is very interesting just how this works. How long have we been going for, man?
53 minutes.
I reckon we could stop that.
Yeah, I reckon we can wrap it up here. That's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone, about our little rambles of 2020. Hope you learned something new today.
Yeah.
Got something out of this. But if you didn't, that's all right too. But I don't know why you listen for this long if you didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, like and yep.
Like and yup and subscribe.
Yup.
And
Do you want to do the sign out?
Yep.
Limon?
Remember to check us out on iTunes. Sorry, it's Apple Podcasts. And also Spotify. Those are our two main platforms. We're on a whole bunch of other ones as well. Stitcher, Alexa, Google Podcasts, a whole bunch.
I don't know off by heart yet.
Yeah.
Spotify. Do we say Spotify?
Yeah, I said Spotify. And yeah. And if you are watching this on YouTube, remember to like the video, subscribe, comment.
Yep. Do we have a join feature?
Join?
on our
No,
channel?
we don't have a join feature.
All right, hit
Yeah.
that.
We have no
subscribe.
idea what they're doing, but yeah.
By the way, we do have a Between Frames highlights channel as well. If you guys didn't know, so
best
check that
parts.
as well.
We
It
haven't
just
plugged
has-
that anywhere.
Kinda-
Yeah, we've barely plugged that, and it has like obviously it's not about the views or anything, but like I literally remember one
It's like
video
10.
just says like no views. It was just so funny to look at. Yeah, but anyway, like we do have a
Not even any of us have viewed it. Like,
That'd
that's
be
how
fucked.
shit.
No,
Yeah.
we're working on other shit.
yeah, we're just working on it and stuff. But yeah, so there's a highlights channel that exists, and that just has like little snippets of like conversations taken out of these podcasts. So go check them out if you want. So,
Mainly it's just compilations of Hayden looking confused or doing dick sucking.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
all right.
That's all
Anyway,
highlights. Yeah.
like and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a shit one.
yep. See ya.
Press the button, quick.
Bye.